Alright guys, welcome back to another game of Age of Empires 2DE. Today we've got quite a match for you between Daniel in the red playing as the Georgians, who is definitely one of the more up-and-coming players, I would say. It has kind of in more recent years broken into the top 16, and in a game as old as Age of Empires we don't often get new players kind of breaking into that kind of really high level. So it's absolute pleasure to see a player like Daniel kind of breaking into the real kind of professional scene of Age of Empires 2. And then in the blue, we also have Mr. Yo, who is a very familiar name to those who keep track of the high level Age of Empires 2 scene, and he's playing as the Aztecs. Now, I haven't watched this game, but I have seen some of the statistics for it, and it was quite suggestive to me from the stats that I saw that this might be quite an entertaining game because it's kind of a new style of playing, or a new style of playing one of the civilizations involved here. Specifically, when you think of the Georgians, you often think of the kind of stronger cavalry, or their focus as a cavalry kind of civilization. Specifically, they've got the healing of their cavalry, so you can maybe take down a couple of villages with a couple of your scouts, and then kind of heal them up by just running them around and being annoying in your opponent's base. And they're able to do a really fast scout rush due to the free mule cart at the start. In fact, you can basically not gather much wood at all in feudal because you start off with the free mule cart, and you can get up at 18 pop. I think you might even be able to do 17 pop. It's pretty nuts. However, that build requires that you only put maybe one villager, if any villagers, on wood. And if you kind of notice the way Daniel set up his economy here, he's already got some villagers on wood, more than he needs if he was going to do that rush. So he's going up on 18 pop, and he doesn't seem to be doing the typical Georgians build. Mr. Yo is going up at 19 pop, relatively regular build from our Aztec player here, as both players push all their deer. Now, I suspect that, well, I kind of know from the stats that I saw, Daniel is going for a Georgians archer rush, and this, the first time I saw this, other players may have seen this before, but I saw this first from the Lord Doubt. Oh, Daniel, he's really tempting fate there. Oh my goodness, did he get that turkey? What a play by Daniel, and he's gonna be able to heal this scout up. That's nuts. Oh, is he gonna lame it? Oh no, he's honestly, I would not be able to do that at all. Anyway, sorry, back to the rush. I'm gonna slow things down a little bit as I kind of explain this. So the Georgians archer rush is really interesting because with the free mule cart, your wood eco is pretty good. You save some wood on your having to make a lumber camp and whatnot. However, you also have this healing scout. So already, Daniel has kind of gotten quite a lot of value out of this, having stolen one sheep and caused some idle time. And before that little kind of skirmish there, Daniel's scout had already kind of healed back up to full health. This is really important because obviously when you're playing archers, your opponent may well choose to go for skirmishers. In fact, we're seeing Yo going for one or two skirmishes here with his own archers to accompany that. Daniel has a healing scout, so he can effectively counter the skirmishes that Yo makes, and obviously you do have to keep that alive, but at the very top level of the game, you have the micro to be able to do that. I definitely don't have the micro to be able to do that, so it's really interesting to actually see this in action here. And already one villager down, and that's nuts. Like, already Daniel is really kind of putting on a lot of pressure here. He's already killed one villager, he's caused some idle time. Mr. Yo also has basically enough idle time from his TC to kind of mean that he's missing another villager as well. So Daniel already has a 2 villager lead, and he's got this healing scout, which, yes, it's on 27 HP now, but give it a couple of minutes and it will be back up. Daniel is continuing to keep his 2 archers kind of forward to get some more harassment. He's sending more archers across the map as Yo goes for a counter-attack of his own. Now, not to oversell the Georgian scout here, because whilst the Georgians are a really flexible serve, and this is kind of showcasing how flexible they are with their being able to do a top-tier scout rush and now quite an interesting kind of archer rush, the Aztecs are not a serve to be trifled with. They're arguably one of the most aggressive civs in the game, and I think I would stand by saying that the Aztecs are one of the most snowbally civs, particularly once you get into Castle Age. So it's going to be interesting to see how this actually plays out. Looks like Mr. Yo might get this villager, not quite. However, Daniel is able to. Oh, he looks like he's losing one villager there. However, because there's 2 skirmishers here and 1 spearman, this force isn't that threatening, and I wouldn't be surprised if we can see Daniel take out the spearman and then get his scout back to kill the skirmishers. And still, Daniel has this scout alive. I don't know how many units it has killed itself. I haven't got the subscription to Pro, unfortunately, but it is really interesting to see how much value Daniel is getting out of that scout. Currently, we're on 1-1 eco kills for each player, but this is quite even. However, Daniel has been able to apply more pressure, partly because of the scout, but also he has fantastic micro, and I think most people would agree here that Daniel is probably the better micro player. Mr. Yo, very capable player himself and has good micro, but obviously he is well known for his ability as a macro player. Daniel has added in a stable now to kind of drive back those skirmishes a little bit. Mr. Yo really piling on the skirmishes here, and obviously with the Aztecs military production bonus kind of coming into it, really kind of coming into play in feudal, and as Yo goes into castle, it will really kind of start to pay off as he starts probably massing eagles, I would imagine, the players. However, you can't help but think that this must be affecting Yo's castle age timing quite a bit. However, whilst Daniel has much more on food, he has much less food in the bank than Yo does, and Yo is putting down that market, so he is likely going to sell off his stone to go up as well. I didn't quite realise that Daniel has already beaten Yo to it and has sold off his stone already, so I suspect Yo will be up first once he sells his stone. There we go. But I don't think Daniel's going to be that far off either. Daniel can probably just keep on selling excess wood and buying food as well. Both players have done quite a good, well, Yo at least has done a very good job of walling, so there's not going to be much more eco damage in feudal at least. However, Daniel has got a really nice number of scouts out right now. He doesn't have any upgrades on them, but he, bearing in mind that they will be healing, he should be able to keep these alive, and that will really help keep Daniel's archer mass in the front. This hill is going to be such a pain for Yo to deal with. In the back of his base, right next to his wood line, and if Daniel can get, a small ball of archers or crossbows up here, he'll be able to kill quite a lot of villagers, and that will be really frustrating for Yo to deal with. Yo is managing to push Daniel back just through the sheer threat of his skirmisher numbers, but once the scale armor comes in, once bloodlines comes in, I wouldn't be surprised if Daniel even tries to push this back. Now, looking at Daniel's eco, I would assume we're going to see Knight play here because, after all, he is Georgians, and it makes a lot of sense to go into Knights rather than crossbows. But we might see him get the crossbow upgrade just to get the full use out of his archers. He is still adding more archers as well. So are we going to see a second stable? That's the real question. Okay, there's the there's the engagement. Just as I look away, the caster's curse in full effect there. But yeah, with bloodlines coming in, Daniel is able to take that fight quite handily. However, Yo has managed to buy himself enough time. He's up to castle age a little bit before Daniel, and he can now really start massing eagles. He's getting the Eagle Warrior upgrade, he's getting the +2 armor, and this is where Aztecs become very dangerous. Once you have eagles produce so fast with the Aztecs, particularly when you get into Castle Age, it can be really snowbally. And yes, knights do counter eagles. However, when you've got the +2 defense, it's so easy to switch in to add a couple of pikes, so easy to add a couple of monks as well, because Aztec monks are particularly great with the extra HP from the technologies, that I wouldn't be surprised if we see Daniel have to play quite defensively once this kind of force is dealt with. But for now, Daniel is definitely able to kind of pile on the pressure, and he's causing a lot of idle farms, which is just not really ideal for Yo at this point. That being said, worth bearing in mind that eagles are very gold heavy unit, so it's not the end of the world if your farms are idle when you're in this position as Aztecs. Okay, one. Was that a conversion? No conversion, and a lost monk for Yo. That's really not good. He could have really used that. Are we seeing? Wait, are we seeing cavalry archers? Is that a misclick, or is that? I'm not entirely sure that, but we have got double stable and a range from Daniel. I'm not sure if he's going to keep on producing. Is he going to keep on producing cavalry archers? I mean, they do get the extra HP there. And that's another monk down for you. That's catastrophic. Oh, this is looking pretty bad for our Aztec player here. Yo is adding another barracks. Okay, with 3 barracks, he should be able to maybe push back. There's only 9 crossbows here, so that's not too bad. Yo might be able to take those out relatively soon if most of Daniel's cavalry is back here. Hezbollah coming in for Daniel now, so his cavalry will be able to run circles around the eagles. And Yo is in a really defensive position right now. Okay, we've got double monastery as well. That's going to be interesting. Is this going to be enough? Like, what Yo needs is some lucky conversions, and Yo, it's become a little bit of a meme for Yo to have crazy luck when using monks to convert units. But I'm not sure if this is going to work out too well for him. Daniel's micro keeping this ball of archers alive behind is so on point, and another monk goes down. I don't think that Yo has gotten a single conversion, and that is catastrophic. Right now, Daniel has 23 military to Yo's 9. Another monk's gone down. Oh, that's tragic. And this is looking very one-sided right now. I love the addition of the cavalry archers. 4 cavalry archers from Daniel. It does look quite deliberate right now. This might be G. Is this G? This is... Once you're pushed off gold as Aztecs, it's very difficult to come back. However, as Yo has got villagers on this little gold mine over here, so he is going to keep on playing. 1,000 score lead now for Daniel, as Daniel is adding in his second TC. Yo has started to build up a decent mass. If Yo can continue to get some good conversions, maybe he can make something happen here, but I don't think this is the fight that Yo really wants. It goes better than I thought it would. That's good. If Yo can have a couple more fights like that, get a couple more conversions in, he's got Sanctity, so his monks have a lot more HP, and with the Aztec bonus as well, maybe he can make something happen. This is not looking great for you now. Oh goodness. I wanted to really kind of showcase the Georgians archer rush, but this is looking a bit one-sided. Um, Daniel is going to harass these villagers. A lot of the villagers, or a couple, are looking very low health. One goes down, and right now 11 to 1, 12 to 1 eco killed count for in favor of Daniel. The monks coming out, maybe we'll get. Okay, we've got 2 conversions there. That's what Yo needs. Yo needs to get a solid ball of monks, and then he can think about pushing this back. But the Daniel's found the gold miners over here. I feel like this might be GG. 35 villagers to 54. That's pretty nasty. 20 villager difference. Okay, Yo. I was about to say Yo stabilized, but he's not. He's got Knight running underneath his TC. Oh my goodness. This is looking very messy, and I just don't think that Yo is going to be able to pull this back. Who knows? We are talking about the great, the most esteemed Mr. Yo. Yo is finally able to get his farmers back to work. He's got 5.5 minutes of idle TC time on one town center. That's never a good look. Daniel is putting his 3rd TC up. I wonder whether Yo will see that Daniel has put 2 more TCs up, and maybe he'll call the G then. This knight just kills off 2 cavalry archers before running away. That's really nice. Yo almost converting another knight, but Daniel managing to get that back. And right now, Yo has more cavalry units than infantry units, which is saying quite a lot as the Aztecs, right? He's managed to get a good ball of monks, so that's really nice. If he can, I feel like this is a bit snowbally now. His opponent almost has double the amount of villagers. Daniel continues to add knights. Now, this is the only way I can see Daniel really kind of coming back. Oh no. This is going down. The light cavalry was already there. And the only way I can see Yo really kind of coming back is through a lot of conversions, and if Daniel doesn't add light cavalry to counter the monks, but you know, this is top level Age of Empires here. Daniel is going to do that, and that was some pro quick warning. That was nuts. Well played by Mr. Yo for doing the walls, but I just don't think that's enough, and there's some question marks there. I guess there were some pauses or something. And there's some more chat here. Night Ray coming in. Yo manages to push the Eagles back, and it looks like, I guess that must be the Chinese for GG. That was pretty one-sided. I didn't quite get all the time I wanted to explain why I wanted to cover this game so much. It was quite fast-paced. However, the first time I saw the Georgian Archer Rush in play was actually with Doubt playing it. I think Doubt must have made a video maybe a month ago or 3 weeks ago now, where he randoms into Georgians and he tries out the Georgian Archer Rush and kind of makes the build order on the fly, and he wins. It's very effective, and he kind of highlights how useful it is to have the healing scout. I think that Daniel's kind of showcased here that it is very effective. Yo did a great job of keeping up with Feudal, but Daniel managing to keep his ball of archers and then taking all of Yo's feudal age military just as Yo was about to hit castle was basically, you know, a game deciding moment there. Daniel getting bloodlines for his scouts and whatnot. However, what I kind of wanted to emphasize here is that it's really cool to see this kind of build growing, I suppose, seeing another player adopting the Georgian kind of archer rush. And the reason I'm kind of highlighting this is because when Doubt was in that video that Doubt is demonstrating the Georgian archer rush in, the player he's playing against is Daniel. So clearly Daniel having experienced how powerful that build is. Daniel wanted to try it out for himself, and I think he's kind of showcased that this is a very powerful build. Are we going to see this more often at the top level? I don't know. The Georgian scouts are still really powerful. I don't think anyone would necessarily say otherwise, but there's a newish way to play Georgians, and I think it's a very exciting time to be involved in the game. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and if you want to continue to see content like this and support the channel, please like and subscribe. Thanks very much. See you around.